Hello folks, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to explain about the Apache2 web server, its installation, connecting to the default page from a neighbor system in the network. Before we start, let's understand about the web server. Web server is a service that serves the web pages from its storage location. So as we see in the picture, web client is a browser that we use to send requests for a specific file or a resource or a web page to get from the web server. In response, the web server reads the request, grabs the resources and serves them as web pages so the user can interpret them and can see them. So this is all about the web server. It uses the internet to reach to the web server. So we'll see little further as we go on. Apache2 web server is currently now I'm going to show that as a demo with the Ubuntu VMs. So I've got two VMs running in my system, and I've configured an additional adapter in both the VMs with the same network. Within the same network, I've created an exclusive network to have the web services running within that network, and I've configured as 30001 as Apache2 web server, and then 30002 for the web client. Okay, so these interfaces are an additional network adapters that we have to configure in the VirtualBox Manager. We have seen this in the previous videos, so you can take a look in case if you have any doubts to configure additional adapters in the virtual machines. So after configuring the virtual machine, we have to have the domain name configured in our DNS cache. So we may have to configure these domain names as we require. So go to the file which is present under /etc directory, host file, go there, and then we may have to make an entry for the domain name. I'll show that to you in a moment. Make an entry for the name that we want to use. So I've used it as a name as chosen.tn for 30001, and same thing you will have to enter it in the web client as well. So whenever you use the chosen.tn, so the system will take a quick lookup at the host file, and it will understand that it is the 30.001 interface IP, and then it will start sending the request to that through that network adapter, and it will try to communicate between these two systems. So you can also make sure that these two systems are reachable by using a ping command. So you can use ping from the server, like ping 30.0.0.2, and make sure that both of them are reachable in the network. Okay, let's now get into the actual steps. So first thing is we'll have to install the web server. So let's go to the system, first server system, whose name is actually chosen.vbox.com. So I will open my terminal. This is my terminal window. So let's see here. This is I'll go to my user directory. I've logged into the system as root. Okay, so this way, since I'm going to install, so better log into the system with the root credentials. So now first step is to install this Apache web server. So the step is actually update. I've already done that. And then next one is sudo apt install Apache2. So I already done that. Sudo apt install Apache2. I'm going to give it again. So, though I've already installed, I've just shown it to you as an to clarify things. Okay. Once you install this, now you have the web server installed into your system, and you can easily this web service can easily be reached by the local interface, which is the local host interface or the loopback interface, which is its own IP. Okay, so let's go ahead and then try to see if the web server is running or not in the system by opening the Firefox web browser. Go to the Firefox web browser, and then you can give http://localhost. So this is bringing up the Apache2's default page, and it says it works. So which means web service is successfully installed, and it is available for providing services to the clients who is reaching to the server. Okay, now I was saying to you about configuring the domain name. That's the third step. Let's go to the entry etc host file. etc host file. In here, if you see, this is a default entry 127.0.0.1, and it's named as localhost. So when you say HTTP localhost, it is actually translating to the IP address 127.0.0.1, which is the loopback IP address for the system, which is a standard IP address for any system. Okay, so I have got another additional adapter, I said, and that's IP address. Its IP address is 30.0.0.1, and I have configured the domain name as multiple domain names I have configured. One is server.chosen.tn, chosen.tn, and many other things that I've configured for virtual host configuration, which I'll not going to explain it now. Okay, so in your case, you can say 30.0.0.1. You can give your own host name or domain name for DNS resolution part. So once you have done that, so you can just say ping chosen.tn. So you can see it is actually resolving the chosen.tn domain name is actually got resolved to 30.0.0.1. So this is actually done by looking at the etc host file, which is the DNS cache by the system, and hence it is resolving as 30.0.0.1. Okay, so that's all about the web server side that we have to do. Okay, let's go to the other side, VM. I have another VM which is called client. I'm going to log into this VM as well. In this VM, also I have, if you see if config, I have an additional network adapter that I've configured, and its IP address is 30.0.0.2. So make sure that you have an additional network adapter that you've configured with the same with an IP address within the same network. Okay, so now I have done that, and now I'm going to see if they are reachable or not. How I'm going to do? So I'm going to say 30.0.0.1. So it is reaching because this guy is in 30.0.2, and I'm trying to reach out to the web server through ping command. So I'm successfully getting a reply, and hence it is saying that it is reachable. So here again, I have to go and make the domain name and IP address mapping in the DNS cache. So let's go to /etc/host file, going here, and then I'm doing the same thing over here. Here again 30.0.0.1, I'm saying it as server.chosen.tn or chosen.tn. So whatever name I give, I want the system to resolve it as 30.0.0.1. Okay, so I have done that as well here, and I'll again give ping chosen.tn. So if I give this, so you can still see it got resolved as 30.0.0.1, and it is successfully getting the reply from the web service. Okay, now I can go to my Firefox web browser, and then I'm going to go and give the IP address, the domain name, which is chosen.tn, or I can also give 30.0.0.2, and that which will retrieve the default home page for the Apache2 into this web client system. Let's see that. I'm going to say http ::, 30.0.0.2. Sorry, 2, not 2, it's 1. So I'm going to reach to this 30.0.0.1. So, and successfully got this default Apache2's web page right in my client system. So I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to open another window. I'm going to say chosen.tn. This is also got successfully resolved to 30.0.0.1, and it is retrieving the home page into this client system. Okay, so this is one thing. And in case since I'm running in a virtual machine, if I want to see this same page in my Windows, how do I do? So that also we'll see, and then we can close. So go to the VirtualBox Manager. You got to make a port forwarding configuration. So go to the network, adapter 1, and then go to the settings, port forwarding. Click on the port forwarding, and then say HTTP TCP host port is 8080, and then say guest port is 80. Guest port should be 80. Host port is 8080, and then you can say click OK. So all set now. So go to your Chrome browser, and then say localhost : 8080. So this is the different port number I have configured in the port forwarding rule. So since I am not using the standard port, which is 80, I have to specify the port that I am using, which is localhost : 8080, which is also actually that now since I have configured the port forwarding rule, so the browser in my Windows is actually sending the request to the VirtualBox Manager. VirtualBox Manager is forwarding this request to the right IP address, and the translation happens from 8080 to 80 port number, and then it is reaching out to the web server, and then web server is sending the requested page to the client in the Windows. So that's all about the web server. One simple thing, one more thing I'll just show in the web server, and then we can close. So there is a document root directory which is for the web server, from which it will pick up the web pages from. So I will show you the document root directory which is having this default web page from the Apache. Okay, so the default document root directory is present under /var/www/html, and in here if you put ls, and you can see the index.html. so this is the index, this is the default file that is given by the Ubuntu's, given by the Apache2's installation. So, and that's what this is the file that is being sent out from the server to the clients, and that's what we were seeing it in the clients. Okay, so in case if you want to change it, so you will have to change it, create your own index.html file, I have another index.html file for showing a demo for you. But one thing you have to notice, so the system, whenever a request comes with a domain name, the web server will actually go to the document root directory and it will look for the standard file which is with a name index.html. So in this file, it will try to search, and once it reaches this file, it will send out the file as a response to the request. I'm going to change the file name now to show you a different web page. Now, okay, so I'm going to move index.html. I'm going to say index.html to Ubuntu. And I'm going to say I have another index.html Alex. I'm going to say change it to index. Now let's open this index.html. If you see here, I have written a small HTML file. Welcome to Alex website, and we are testing the web service in Ubuntu VM. It works. God loves you. Apache web service. Retrieving this file. If you don't see this, it doesn't work. So this is what what it will be shown when we retrieve it in the client. So let's go to the client, and now let's refresh this. So yes, you can see this new web page, which is what I had given now, which is actually showing we are testing web service in Ubuntu VM. All right, so this is the content that I had given now. So this is what is retrieving, and so successfully we have installed the web server, and we have made the client, which is a neighbor system trying to reach out to the web server, and then successfully able to retrieve the web page into its location. So this is the step that we have to do as port forwarding configuration that needs to be done in the VirtualBox Manager to see the web page onto our Windows system. And do not forget to give http://localhost:8080. This is the host port that we had given, so make sure that you give this host port in your browser, and you will definitely be able to see this Apache2 default page. Okay guys, so that's all I have. Thanks for watching. I hope you like this video. In case you like it, so give it a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.